What is good, Mexit planners? A few weeks ago, I created a video while traveling around Italy about the disadvantages of living in Mexico. So today I wanted to talk about the other side of the story, which is 10 advantages to living in Mexico. Let's get it. The number one advantage of living in a tropical place is that it's mostly sunny. Even during the rainy season, which is from May to the end of October or the beginning of November when the hurricane season is over, we experience daily rain. So it may rain for about 2 to 3 hours every day. It doesn't rain in all the places, but in some parts of the city or in the metro area, we're gonna see some type of rain. You know, once that rain is over, the sun comes back out, the weather cools down a little bit, and the weather is perfect. Now, the opposite to that is during the dry season, which is from November to March, there's hardly any rain, and it's always sunny, and the weather's very spring-like. So here in Merida, sunshine, sunshine, sunshine is really one of the things that I love, or one of the advantages that we have being here in Merida. Now that also leads to my next point, which is the food. Because there's so much sunshine, because the weather is so conducive to growing plants and vegetables, there is a variety of just fresh food. So you don't realize how bad the food is in the United States until you get outside of the United States in places like Italy or even Mexico, and just the flavors of everything from the bananas to the strawberries to everything just tastes so much better. Food here is not as processed as it is in the United States, and so we tend to eat more fresh ingredients from vegetables, fruits, and things of that nature, spices. Those things tend to be fresher than they are in the United States. And in fact, things, just ordinary things like chicken or meat that you buy in the grocery store will spoil pretty quickly here, even in the refrigerator, because it doesn't have as many preservatives. So the food is my number 2 item on one of the advantages of living in Mexico. Number 3 is also a factor of, having such a good, warm, and sunny climate is the culture of exercise. You see it in the evenings, you see it in the early mornings, but in all the parks they have equipment for working out. Also, there are classes like Zumba and salsa classes that happen in many of the parks and many of the local communities, like in places like Parque Alamán. You see it almost every single day, whether it's young or old, folks practicing soccer or football as they call it here, and just many, many different types of sports. So there's definitely a culture of athleticism, of working out here in Mexico, and that is my number 3 point. In fact, I walk 5 days a week, and it's definitely contributed to me losing over 15 pounds since I've been in Mexico. Hey, if you like this type of insightful information about what life is like here in Mexico, you will absolutely enjoy the Creating Your MexitPlans course. Check out the course. The link to the course is in the description below. Number 4 is definitely an advantage of living in Mexico, and I'm gonna call this one the ability to regain your time. Now, what I mean by this is in Mexico, it is pretty affordable to have help to do things that allow you to do the things that you need to do or want to do. It's not uncommon for people to have a housekeeper that come in once or twice a week. It's not uncommon to have a gardener. It's not uncommon to have, like for us, we have a live-in nanny. Those things allow me to do things like record these videos for you guys. One of the big time savers that I take advantage of is having my laundry done for me. So I take my laundry to a service, it's a launderia. Just this week, I took 56 pounds of clothes, and that cost me around $48 to get done. Number 5 on my list is the affordable domestic travel. So it is very affordable to fly within Mexico. I mean, I've seen tickets as low as $25 from like Merida to Mexico City when the new airport Felipe Angel is open. Speaking of travel, number 6 is being 3 hours away from the Caribbean Ocean and living in Merida, or being 25 minutes away from the Gulf of Mexico, the pristine white sands of the Gulf of Mexico. And this time of the year, the Gulf of Mexico is absolutely beautiful. So if you vacation on the other side of the Gulf in, say, Sandestin or Panama City or any of those places, you know how nice that sand is and how beautiful the water is. Well, we have the same thing on this side of the Gulf, but it's not as developed as it is on the other side. Being 25 minutes from the beach means we can literally jump in our car and go to the beach for lunch. The proximity of the beaches to Merida, whether it's the Gulf Coast or the Caribbean, is my number 6 points. If this video has blessed you in any way, do me a favor and click that thank you button. It's the little heart right below the video. I appreciate it. My number 7 advantage of living in Merida, Mexico, is the fact that the Yucatan is very much a family-oriented culture. And what I mean by that is you see it all over the place, right? Where on the weekends, you see entire families, from the grandmothers to the parents to the kids, all going out to the mall. Or you see it in the restaurants where there are, playrooms set up for the kids that are huge. And some of them have technology like iPads and things of that nature. And they also have nannies that are on staff at the restaurants. So you see those things and you really get a sense that family is very, very important to the culture here in the Yucatan. I would say just in general in Mexico, it is a place that is all about the family. Hey, do me a favor and leave me comments below and let me know some of the things that you think are advantages to living in Mexico that I didn't cover in this video. Number 8 is one of the things that, I did not expect, but it is an advantage that I quite enjoy living in Mexico. My number 8 advantage of living in Mexico is having access to some of the best coffee, beer, and wine. Let me explain. So Mexico has 3 regions where they grow coffee: Chiapas, Veracruz, and Oaxaca. And in those areas, they have some of the best coffee in the world. So if you're drinking coffee, anywhere in the United States or in other places, you're probably will come across, coffee from Veracruz, Chiapas, or Oaxaca. And it is really, really good single origin coffee. In addition, Mexico has some really, really good beers. You've heard of brands like Corona and Modelo and others, but that stuff here is that is the domestic beer that they have. And it is really good. And then for wine, I did not realize this, but the first winery in the Americas was Casa Maduro, which is in Mexico. And it was started by monks, obviously. And those monks brought the ability or the skill of making wine here to the Americas. And so the oldest winery in America, in North America, is Casa Maduro. And they have some of the very best wine. My number 9 point is just the safety that I feel being here in Merida. Merida is a unique place, and it is definitely the second safest city in North America. Well, how does that translate? How does that feel, right? Well, one of the things you see just a huge police presence throughout the city, pretty much on every other block, right? You can't go very far without seeing the police actually doing patrols. I've actually created a video about why I feel that Merida is so safe. You definitely feel it when you're out and about. You don't really concern yourself or think that something weird's gonna happen, even though, you should always be prepared, but this place definitely feels safe. My number 10 point is the inexpensive access to very quality healthcare. So that includes the low cost of medications at the pharmacy, all the way to just having really, really good quality healthcare. I went to see a specialist recently. It cost me $45 to see a specialist. It was an ENT, which is a very long word in Spanish. And just a normal doctor's visit will cost you, say, $25. So access to quality healthcare is my number 10 point. Until next time, this has been MexitPlans Monty. I'm out.